What's up, YouTube? And we're here to talk about American Gods. Okay, now, this was a good episode. I'm not even gonna hold you. I kept complaining all season that, they're not progressing the story. And finally, something happened to where I felt like they really progressed the story, Mostly all the bad things that's been happening this season with, Odin's berserker servant bandmates died. Then the bar got blew up. Then what else did happen? A flaming body fell out the sky, and we all think it's Johan because after he told Johan to leave the bar, it miraculously blew up. But we find out it's the other god that he was telling the story about last season. It was a god of war. Is trans something. It started with a T. I'm gonna just call him the dentist. The dentist used to be a god of war, but he mellowed out. Became friends with. Him and Odin became friends with a goddess that he loved, but she loved Odin. And I feel like that's probably what. Well, no, that's not why he's doing it. So now that I think about it, I think that he was the person that... I think the dentist was the person that Mr. World was talking to on the phone after he told Technical Boy everything is going to be okay. He was talking to somebody else. I think he was talking to an old god. Anyway, we get to the scene where, last episode, last scene, they picked up Nora and Selene, and they took them. Mr. World took them to their office because he wants to kill Wednesday and he wants her help. So they get to the office and they trying to handle negotiations and stuff. And Selene is my guy. Nora, she's so impulsive to do something. She's so impulsive to get back at Wednesday, which I don't think you cannot blame Wednesday for your decisions. Wednesday did not tell you to sleep with your husband's best friend. Wednesday did not tell you to give him a blowjob on the day before or the day of Shadow's homecoming. Nobody told you to get Shadow locked up. She didn't get him locked up, but she influenced it. He takes part in it too because he decided to try to rob the place. But the idea came from her. And with that being said, this vendetta she has against Wednesday, I feel like it's not warranted at all. That's just me. I just feel like it's not warranted because whether Wednesday did anything or not, you and Shadow weren't going to be together when he got out of jail because somehow, some way, he was going to find out either from his best friend's wife or from somebody else that seen y'all out. Now they get back to the office and they're having this talk about. Now she's in impulsive and ready, like, okay, yeah, you got a way to get Gunmere out of Sweeney's horde? And he was like, yeah. He was like, all right, she's like, all right, Sam, yeah, let's go. And Selene was like, yo, whoa, let me go talk to my client for a minute. And and Selene is smart, bro. Selene is so smart, bro, because I've seen it before. I'm sitting here watching it and I see what Danny Trejo, Mr. World's trying to do right now. It's like, bro, he's gonna set you up to kill Wednesday and leave you there. So like when Selene took her to the side, I was like, look, let me negotiate these terms for you. Everything is word binding. So if you don't know what you're doing, dog, you could get caught in a contract. And then she came at him sideways like, oh, well, this isn't the Middle East. Women can drive cars here. Women can do this. Women can do that. They don't need people. He was like, nigga, they can do all that shit over there too. I'm just looking out for a friend. And if you don't want me to look out for a friend, then say less and I'll be up out of here. But she understood where he was coming from. So when he got back in there, I think she really understood where he was coming from. Because she was like, look, we'll do this for you. But there needs to be after it's done, there needs to be an extraction of Nora. Then there needs to be a 24-hour protection of Nora from either side that's trying to attack her. And I'm like, this nigga's mean. This man is up here and he's a regular taxi driver in human life, but when he comes to God, he's a God lawyer. He know how to negotiate with gods. I'm like, this man, he leveling up real quick. So that was mainly what happened with Salim and them. And what else happened this season? Oh, we got a good chunk of what's going on with Bilquis. She was doing some ritual to, I guess, try to regain her memories of the past or her destiny for the future. And throughout this meditation, we see an old lady, we see Shadow Moon as a teenager and as a baby, and then she finds out she has to go somewhere to talk to this lady. She finds the place because the place was in her dream. I mean, in her vision too, the address and everything. So she pulls up, and she's trying to talk to the lady, but everybody tell like, hey, yo, you might not want to mess with her, yo. Like she real aggressive. So she's like, man, I'm gonna go talk to her. She did it, took her plate out of her hands, like, hey, can I talk to you? She's like, hey, I don't care what you are. I told the pastor I ain't ready to die yet. What you need to do is give me back my plate. And I was like, oh. There's a couple races that I know that you do not mess with they plate. African Americans for sure. Latinos for sure. Don't reach your hand over on my plate. I've seen, in Caucasian culture and Asian culture, that's accepted for somebody to take something off your plate and you guys to share that way. In our culture, you better ask, okay? Don't just reach over here, and especially to grab my steak or my chicken or my fries or my hamburger or something like that. Don't take what I love. Okay. But anyway, she gave her back her plate, and one of the other Orishas was talking to her like, hey, you can't just come in and try to get somebody to join what you're doing if you're not even doing it. So she started joining the party, started dancing, and then she started doing her little stomp thing. And while she's stomping, a couple drummers and other people look up from the balcony like, hey, I got you, hey. And so they started doing the Orisha dance, all four of the Orishas, which I'm still not sure what Bilquis is. They haven't really name dropped or really went into the Orishas as I thought. Like, you see them a couple times, but they don't, like, how do I say? They don't tell their story like everybody else's story. Like, how can I put it? We knew Mexican Jesus' whole story. Or, my bad, Latin Jesus' whole story. Sweeney, the two gods of death that run the morgue. What I'm saying is, like, we don't know how the Orisha, I guess we've seen how the Orisha got to America with Wale and them when he did his little poem rap speech, and they were showing the Orisha. But what I'm saying is, like, how did y'all get here? What's your position on the war? Do you even know it's a war? Do you care it's a war? So I was instead of her talking, I understand Shadow is an important part of the book, an important part of the story, but you just kind of found out who you were. I mean, wouldn't you want to talk to these people more to find out more about who you are and where you came from and what your powers are? All I know now, so far, all I know is that this woman can control water. Or I don't know if she can control it. I think the one woman in the yellow controls water, and Bilquis can access her powers. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all know, please leave it down in the comments. Please leave it down in the comments and let me know if y'all know more about let me know about the Orishas, because they are interesting, but they're not giving me any knowledge on it. I'm probably gonna go look up my own history. I mean, look it up myself after this, but I want to give y'all the chance to enlighten me, because we a family. Then while she's talking, while they're dancing, the old lady, she starts joining in. She starts feeling it, And then while she starts talking to Bilquis about Shadow, and when they sit down to talk, a man comes out the wall like, are you ready? And I'm guessing he's the Orisha of Afterlife, and hopefully we'll get some more insight on him. It's kind of, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of weird to me, like that none of the African gods actually really talk to each other or communicate. Like, I can understand why why no other Norse gods want to talk to Odin. He's a dick. Like, he's a dick. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a swindler. He's everything. You know, you can't really trust him. Not even if you're his son, his wife. Like, you can't trust him. So I can understand why no other gods from Norse mythology like Freya or anybody is messing with Odin. Now, it doesn't explain why the African gods doesn't come together. I thought we was going to get another Sweeney or another Leprechaun. I saw in the trailer that, like, for the series, like, before episode 1, when they showed the trailer for the series, we saw her riding in the car with somebody that's not Celine. Like, he had slicked down hair. He had a Leprechaun accent. So I guess they're going to give Sweeney a new body. I'm thinking that's what's about to happen. I prefer the old Sweeney. He's a really great actor. Whenever he, like, was in a trance and was like, I used to be a king. I felt it like he felt like he lost everything, you know? It felt like he lost everything every time he kept saying that, you know? So we're gonna see what happens with them. Yeah. And that's what happened with Bilquis and them. And she tells them about Shadow. She says something weird to me. She says Shadow Moon is only the first part. There's a second part. And now I'm confused, like, okay, is she trying to say to us is that Shadow Moon is the first part, meaning, like, Shadow Moon is Odin's son. Shadow Moon, Odin's son, right? But his mother was a goddess of, like, I'm believing she was a Orisha or some type of goddess, the mother of the Orisha, some type of form of the Orisha. And I'm thinking, y'all can let me know down in the comments, because this is very interesting to me. So is she talking about Shadow's other side? Is she talking about his Orisha side? Or is he talking about, like, a whole nother person or a whole nother being? Like, because I never heard of Shadow having a twin or anything like that. So that's very interesting to me. She said there's two sides to Shadow that has to combine to save the world or something like that, up to that degree, you know. And then, you know, we get this little thing with my boy Shadow, you know. Who comes to his dad actually tells his female driver, I don't know if it's his fiance or whatever, he actually tells her who he is and what's going on, and she shows up in Lakeside, Shadow freaking out, and he's like, what's up? He's like, your dad's guy, this is happening, bodies flying out the sky. He's like, ooh, okay, so you woke up, baby. And he's like, look, let me take you to my house, you know what I'm saying? Calm down. At least you got me to talk to. I ain't have nobody to talk to. I was just out here for 2 years, just out here. At least you only rolling with God. I was rolling with multiple, not even knowing what's going on, trying to figure it out. So she go to his house, you know, takes a shower and everything. And then my boy Wednesday shows up, and he's kind of like spooked. And like when I mean by spooked, like, he's like, okay, look, somebody's after killing my followers. I need you and her. Let's go. And he's like, bro, I'm not going nowhere with you. He's like, look, bro. In his own way, he's like, look, Shadow, you're my only son. And frankly, the only thing I care about besides winning this war. Let's go. And Shadow's like, nah, I'm moving. I'm not leaving no more, you know. And then he started telling him about, yeah, his descendants dying. Somebody's after him and this. He was like, look, Pops, if you need me, if you truly need me, Pops, I'm there. You give me a call. But if you gonna call me for the bullshit that you've been calling me for, don't call me. Like, don't call me to drive you somewhere just to have a meeting with another person. You know? Like how he did. He picked him up just to go meet, was it Whiskey Jack? He went to go meet a Native American god. And Shadow's just like, bro, I'm trying to forget all this. Leave me alone, you know? So that was the aspect of it. But the girl, you know, his driver was like, look, I've never been a part of anything. And now I feel like I'm a part of something, even if I don't even know what it is. So she rides with Wednesday, and Shadow stays there. We actually get to Shadow having his skating lessons by Angela. I'm sorry, y'all. Her name is Angela. He's getting skating lessons by Angela, and they're having a good conversation, and he's asking her out to dinner. She's a little hesitant, But she's like, my son's got a sleepover, so is it okay if you just have dinner with me tonight? He's like, yeah, it's cool. I think I can swing that. And so while we're doing this, she lets him go and tries to get him to skate by himself. While he's doing this, he falls. And then he sees something flow over the sky, and then it shoots in the ground. And then he looks under the ice, and he's trying to see. And I don't know. I think it's called Ganesha. I think the god is called Ganesha. Please, I don't want to offend anybody or get this wrong, but if it is Ganesha, let me know. And Ganesha is a god, a human body with an elephant head. Then this is why I don't know if it's him, because it was just a golden elephant, and it looked like he was drowning, but then again, it looked like he wasn't. And then he spit out a coin, and it burned through the ice, and it moved all the way over to the tire. So that reference to me is probably like he needs to get the coin that he won from Sweeney again. He needs to get that. Or Allison is in that car. They had searched the woods. They searched like the town. She's in that car. There's the only other place she can be. That's my prediction. My prediction is that she's in the car on the lake. And when somebody looks in there, we're gonna find her. Cut to them having dinner, and they're spending time in the hot tub. And she says to Shadow, I wish it was snowing right now, because it'd be like us being in a snow globe or something like that. And she's like, snow. He was like, snow, huh? And then he just he leaned back like Fat Joe, closed his eyes, and it started snowing. And I was just like, huh. Like, to me, it kind of feels like Shadow is the truest believer, like in Once Upon a Time, which I hope is not the case. I hope it isn't that he's just the truest believer. I hope it's something more deep rooted into it. Like, I hope he's like, what if he's the god of, I don't know, unpredictability. I don't know. We don't know what this man is. I don't know if this man's the moon god, the shadow god. All we know is that his mom said there's a light that burns in him. There's a light about him. And with this light, only dead people can see him. Or the undead can see the light that she spoke of. And we learned that from Laura. So I'm really fascinated with Shadow Moon. I really hope they tell us more. We need to know. It took them 2 to 3 seasons to tell us that Odin was his dad. I mean, that's build up, but I'm saying, like, the progression, Like with the new guys, there are no more new gods added to their team, which it just looks like it's Mr. World, Techno Boy, and the dentist that portrayed Odin. And Laura, but she's a regular human. Like, you're gonna send a regular human to kill Wednesday, regardless if she has a spear or not. The man can use his runes. Like, the man has tricks, right? You call the tree Victor Seal. He probably can call his hammer, his spear to him, like on some Thor stuff. So I'm really excited about it. What else happened this episode? As y'all can tell, I'm up about this. Something happened, fan, that I thought was. Oh yeah, so after Johan, what I'm guessing is Johan has been tracking the dentist this whole time to find out who killed his bandmates. And so he met him at the dental office, and Johan was trying to attack them, but when Odin got there, we find out that Johan lost, and he left the dentist left the letter inside of Johan's belly, and it said, I will meet me somewhere. I will be there with the son you hold so dear. And I think what I perceive is his problem, or what he's angry about, is Demeter. But you can't be mad at him for Demeter. She chose him, and you didn't step up. You was simping, but you wasn't, like, you was cutting. You didn't come to her on a godly term. Like, you didn't come to her as an equal. You came to her as she was a goddess, and like you were a human. You didn't portray yourself or carry the confidence or charisma of a god. Odin does that all the time. So you can't blame him for her falling in love with him. And you can't blame him for her deciding to die. All these are her choices. But I feel like that's what it is. It's a little grief that she never loved him the way she loved Odin. What else happened? Oh, we find out, like, Derek. We find out, like, Derek isn't the one that killed the girl. That was like his only friend in town. And the thing is, Derek has been stealing girls' underwear because he likes girls' underwear. And he's still a heterosexual male that likes wearing female garments. And he was like, what am I supposed to do? Go to the store and just buy it? Like, this town is small. Everybody is going to find out. And then the cop started looking at him weird. And he was like, see, look how he's looking at me right now. He's like, look, I don't care what you do, who you do it with, or how you do it. The fact is that you broke the law. And so, that little spill right there. I don't know. It seems weird to me. Like, in the old lady, she is perceptive as heck. And it seems like she knows almost everything that goes down, or she's the one that people come to talk to. And I feel like she's something. I feel like she's probably a goddess or something, but I don't know. And no one is really showing signs of being the killer. If like, I feel like it's gonna be with Derek. Like, you're gonna have no sign. It's just gonna show up like, oh yeah, like, you're gonna see a person with a piece of her garment or dragging a body to dispose of it or something. And then you're gonna find out who the killer is. I still think it's the cop, just because, like, he has free reign. He can go wherever he wants, whenever he wants, do whatever he want to do. He's taking naps at home while people out looking. So and as a cop, why is he not checking the houses? Like, I mean, if it's that deep, I'm just saying, like, okay, everybody, we're going to search everyone's house. If you have nothing to hide, but we're not going to search your personals or nothing like that, but we're just going to look for a body, But that's what happened this week. And let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Boy out.